the next thing I want to talk about as a Sketch Basic is the concept of pages. Now, this is a little bit different than you get in most Photoshop or Illustrator ways of thinking. A page is simply a group of artboards. So we have all these artboards. Say this is one entire section of a website, or this is one potential version of a website that you're showing a client. And I'm just going to organize these so they look a little bit better. Well, this over here in our pages section, and that's in the top right, it could be collapsed by default for you and look a little bit more like this. But this is page 1. And it shows you that all of your artboards are associated with page 1. Well, if you hit this Add New button here, then you get page 2. And page 2 is just a whole new section where I'm going to tap A and create some more artboards. And you can see when you tap A and create an artboard, the Layers panel automatically goes into naming mode. So I'll just call this Ryan. We'll call that Student. So you can see here, it's a really quick way of getting around. But these are associated with page 2. Now you can toggle back. This is a drop down, but I like to keep it expanded here and just give me very direct control. I accidentally named page 2 A. I guess I was a little overzealous in my clicking around. But there's page 1 and there's page 2. These are two separate things, but keep in mind, if you start adding a ton of artboards and a ton of pages, you're going to get a big, maybe slightly unmanageable sketch file. That's not to say it's a bad thing. It's probably still going to clock in smaller than your typical Photoshop file and maybe around the size of your Illustrator files. But page 1 and page 2, just a bunch of artboards together. And if you like what you have and you want to kind of version it off, you can always right-click and duplicate or delete pages. So now I have this preserved. Let's say this was a magical, special, modern art piece. And I want to keep working, but preserve that state. Well, Pages is a nice way of doing that. Of course, since it's a native Mac app, you have options to Time Machine and restoring and all that kind of fun stuff. But we're not going to get into that today. We're going to just focus on the basics.